Hey guys, my name's Ben Howard. I'm back out here at Century Park trying to shoot 10 under par. If you've never seen this series before, like I just said, trying to shoot 10 under par out here at my local course, Century Park. And if I'm able to do it today, I'll be giving away this Scannenberg Cloudbreaker to one of y'all in the comments. So the poll has decided that this series is now going to be a weekly series. So that means every Friday I'm going to be doing another one of these attempts, or maybe putting out the video at the very least. But it's going to definitely be an interesting change to the series because before it really felt like I couldn't experiment too much in these videos because I only had one attempt. But now that I've got an attempt every week, it's gonna open up the possibilities for me to try different stuff. Like for example, today I definitely want to try some different tee shots, trying some more forehand lines on a few holes. And I definitely want to start working on deciding which holes I need to lay up on. But as we go through the round, I'll talk about the changes I want to try. I definitely think this is going to be a good change for the series. So let's go and get in the round and see what happens. All right, guys, for hole one, we've got a par 3, 260 feet. Basket's down this way, tucked off to the left. I'm going with the overstable mid-range. Only thing that's a little different today is we have a tailwind, so that should make this disc act a little bit more overstable, so should help a little bit. Oh, boy. Not going to make it that much more overstable. Go. Okay. That worked. All right, guys, for hole two, we got another par 3 at 260 feet. This one, we've got to do a little bit of shot shaping where we got to throw something out to the left on a little bit of anhyzer, have it drag back to the right, hopefully flatten out and push straight near the end. I'm going to try a less stable mid-range this time. I'm going with my Glow Aces Gyra. I should be able to just throw on a touch of anhyzer and just have it drift to the right the whole time and never really come out. It makes it harder to park the hole, but it's going to make it easier for me to not throw it straight out of bounds like I did last attempt. Yeah. Oh, that's still, well, not parked, but that's like a 25-footer. Yeah, I'm definitely doing that from now on because if I threw the same angle with the Redemption, that was going to go straight out of bounds. Okay, so I was right, about a 25-footer, slightly uphill. Just gonna give this a little bit more height than I think I need to. Be fine. Oh, I just throw it low. Damn it. All right, guys, for hole three, got a par 3, 410 feet. Basket's down this way, tucked off to the left. This isn't what I'm planning on getting, but if I can get anything near this tree right here, that'll give me about an edge of circle 2 look. I can definitely give myself a long look. I just gotta hit this shot right. I keep throwing it too low. I've got to give it the height. Just get it flat. Throw it hard. That's better height. I didn't get to turn that much either. I lost it. I don't know where it went, but I'll be off. Oh, I see it now. Yeah, it's just off to the left side, but I'm not in the woods or anything, so I'll have a pretty easy, like maybe even like an 80-foot approach shot. So I'll be able to get a little bit of a run. Ooh, close. All right, guys, for hole four, we got a par 3, 240 feet. Basket straight ahead behind this tree. Best plays, just take a slow, slightly overstable throwing putter, throw it straight at that tree, let it fade off of it, hopefully sit in the side of the hill. Like always, I just got to make sure I give this disc the right amount of height so I can get all the way down there. Let's see. That should be really good. Oh, yeah. I was worried that branch might take some energy out, but that's perfect. All right, guys, for hole five, we got a par 3, 200 feet. Basket's just right there. I've been going with the backhand just straight up the middle. I think that's a fine play, but I really just need to start going for the forehand on this hole because it's so much easier. It's so much more wide open. The birdie's so much more guaranteed. The reason I was going with the middle is because if you miss, odds are you're going to be a little bit closer to the basket. You might still have a putt if you were to hit one of the like 4 trees between us and the basket. But the forehand just makes the birdie so much more simple. So we're going to go for that. We'll try a chain breaker on this shot, see how well that works. Okay, I got past it. It's a little short. You have a tree in the way, but it's a putt. Get there. Yes. There we go. All right, guys, for hole 6, we got a par 3, 300 feet. You can see the basket straight ahead. There's two main lines for this one, a forehand gap and a backhand gap. I've been going with the backhand gap, but today I want to try the forehand. There's just so much more room on the forehand gap that it makes more sense to go for it. The only reason I haven't is because it's a hard hole for me to reach with a forehand, but it's downhill too, so I should be able to get myself at least in a circle. I rip it over on Anheuser. I gotta give it height. Dang it. There we go. All right, guys, for hole 7, we got a par 3, 230 feet. Basket straight ahead. Going pretty far downhill, so I don't really have to worry about the distance too much on this hole. Main thing is just getting the shot shape right. I've been going with the overstable approach disc out to the right, let it finish back to the left. You need to be careful. We do have a right to left wind, so it's going to carry it farther to the left than I think it'll go. So you just got to be careful about the height more than anything else. That's too low. Oh, I got a great skip though. Oh yeah, we're putting. Nice. I can't believe this thing got this close. Oh, thank you. All right, guys, for hole 8, got a par 3, 207 feet. Basket is just dead straight ahead, but with all this room out to the right, I still like going for the Spikeiser play, though I might change this one at some point in the series. I don't know why, but that shot just doesn't work for me most of the time, even though it should be the simplest shot. But with overstable mid range, high, just trying to throw it flat, but spiking the green. Get around that. Yeah. That right to left wind picked it up a little bit, but luckily I aimed really low. All right, guys, for hole 9, this one's a par 3, 240 feet. Just right there. Nothing in the way except for like the OB Creek, but that rarely comes into play. Main thing I got to pay attention to is the wind, which now it feels like a left to right, which doesn't make any sense, but I don't know. I'm going to go with the overstable putter, so it shouldn't affect it too much, but just go straight at it. Kind of give it a little bit of height. Oh, yeah. Just sit right there. Perfect. All right, guys, so I finished up the front 9, and it's not the best front 9 I've ever had, but that's one of the better ones for sure, and that's definitely like what I expect out of the front 9, like parring everything except for 4, 5, and then 7, 8, 9. In the future, I'd like to be 6 under through 9, but I'm not mad with this result at all. But now we're on hole 10. This one's a par 3, 260 feet. Basket's down here, tucked off to the right. Best play is a forehand. Just gotta go with something fast and overstable. Give it height and have time to get back to the right. It's not as high as I would like, but if it skips, okay. It's like halfway up the hill, just short of the basket, so I'll have like a 20 to 25 footer. Ah, dang it. I knew I released it a little too far to the right, but I was hoping I'd get a lucky grab. All right, guys, for hole 11, we got a par 3, 400 feet. basket straight ahead through this gap up at the top of the hill. Main thing we gotta do on this shot is just get through the gap, give myself easy up and down for par. This isn't one I can reach unless I throw a really aggressive shot, and I don't see any reason to do that today. So I'm just gonna throw something kind of flippy and a little bit of hyzer, see if I can get it to kind of flip up before it gets to the trees on the right, and then fade through the gap. That why? Well, never mind. I just took the local route. Too high. Okay, look where it dropped. Gummit. All right, guys, we're on hole 12, par 3, like 390, something like that. Basket straight ahead to the gap on the left. I was going to try working on the game plan for the layup. Now I've got a birdie 6 out of the next 7 holes to shoot 10 under, so kind of have to go for it now. But I'm going with a flippy fairway driver on the left, try and get to flip up, turn to the right, hopefully finish back to the left near the end. Turned over too much. Oh, but it got through. That was a good kick. A little skip, please. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. All right, guys, for hole 13, got a par 3, 265 feet. Basket straight ahead behind this tree right here. Best play is take a neutral throwing putter, throw it out to the right on a little bit of hyzer, let it push majority of the flight, have a slightly overstable finish. Maybe. So it goes. Okay, yeah, that's button. All right, guys, for hole 14, got a par 3, 305 feet. Basket's just dead straight ahead. Biggest thing to pay attention to is we have double mando off the tee. We also have the OB Creek on the left, but I'm going to take a overstable-ish fairway driver, throw it at the split tree on the right, hopefully get to turn around it, and then fade back near the end. Oh, go between them. Oh, dang it. It was so close. Nope, fluffed it. Get there. Nice. All right, guys, for hole 15, you got a par 4, 540 feet. Basket's just down here, tucked off to the left, on the other side of this hill. But we do have a mando left of this tree on the right. So go with the overstable distance driver, throw it straight at that tree, let it fade off of it. Oh, that's so stupid. Just chunk it on anhyzer. When if anything, I need to throw it on some hyzer, and then to rip it as hard as I can straight past the mando. Get down, down. It's early and left, so I'll have probably like a slightly downhill 25 footer, maybe. Nope. Just a little higher. Dang. All right, guys, for hole 16, we got a par 3, 220 feet. Basket's down here, tucked slightly off to the left. I'm going back to the Samson for this hole. Just throw it flat, keep it under the low ceiling, and just let it skip up to the basket. The reason I went away from it is just because I kept throwing it long, but I'd rather be long on this hole than short. So just gotta make sure I keep it below the ceiling and drive it through. Yeah, I took some power off that time, so I should skip and be parked. All right, guys, for hole 17, at a par 3, it was like 180 something feet. Basket's straight ahead. Biggest thing to pay attention to is the creek that runs along the right side of the fairway, then cuts between us and the basket. Got to go over it with the backhand hyzer. I'm gonna throw a similar shot to what I threw in the last hole with the Samson. It's just flat, not very hard. This time I can give it some height though. Get across. Oh, dang. I didn't even think about hitting that tree. Shoot. Hopefully it's still safe. Nope. No way to get my legs behind that putt. I just have to be careful in the future to not mix up the tee shots on this hole in 16. I think that's what I did, and just threw that tee shot like it was 16, which I can't do. Like I said on the tee, I got to give it height and throw it a little bit harder. All right, guys, for hole 18, got a par 3, 315 feet, just dead straight ahead. Biggest thing to pay attention to is the fence that's all around the fairway. It does mark the out of bounds, including the fence just behind the basket. But I do want to change up this hole because I have been going with arcs, and it just feels like either I'm throwing them too hard and they're going out of bounds long, or I'm throwing too soft and they're either ending up going really far to the left or they're short. So I'm gonna try the Enoch on this one, see how that works out. I'm gonna try the NT one as my main shot, and then we'll try the new Tour Series. Come out, come out. I didn't see where they ended up. Went behind the tree on the right. So it looks good though. Should be. I think it's parked. That one's not gonna turn like the other one. Oh, great kick. All right, guys, that finishes up our, what is this, our 7th, 8th attempt, something like that, out here at Century. And I didn't think a round could get more infuriating than last week's attempt, but holy crap. Because at least with last week's attempt, I didn't really have a chance. But this week, I had a really good chance of doing it. Like, I played the front nine pretty much exactly like I want to, and just couldn't do it on the back nine. This week it was just the putting that was the main issue. Just didn't really have any confidence for some reason, and it was just like anything outside of 20 feet was just not going in. And even the ones that were within 20 feet were barely going in. But yeah, while that is frustrating to be that close and mess up, the whole reason for this series, like I've talked about many times, is that I want to work on my consistency and work on executing my game plan, and that's what I'm gonna have to do if I want to shoot 10 under out here. So just gotta work on my consistency more than anything else. But looking back at the round, I do want to figure out something for hole 12 because I do want to play that one safe or differently in some way. Not really sure yet. Hole 15, I am definitely going with the more overstable Glow Oasis Rapture because I am tired of missing that stupid Mando. If y'all have any recommendations or anything you think I should try for the game plan, please let me know down in the comments. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a good one.